I've been playing with the Rogers family since August 2021, and now it's March 2024. I think it's time I show you a family tree video. Shout out to the Sims Tree. Thank you so much for giving me a premium membership of your website, and I get to go ahead and show everyone the Rogers family, which makes me really happy because I love this family so much. I'm surprised I'm still playing with them this long. I'm not gonna lie, like at 2021 I thought by 2023 I would get bored of them or I wouldn't want to play with them anymore, but the fact that I'm still so invested, that they're low-key my legacy. Like, I don't say it a lot. Like, I feel like I have to be reminded by my friends, like, hey, aren't they low-key the legacy? And I'm just like, oh yeah. Like, that's how fresh they are to me, basically. I previously once made a video of me using a phone app on how I use the family tree. Well, ever since I found out about this website, I don't know, y'all. I just had so much fun setting this up that I was like, let me go ahead and show the people. So I do want to show you how it kind of looks like when you don't have it set up like this. I'm just going to give you all an example of the Bolden's family tree. You could tell there's quite a bit of setup that I need to do, right? So when you want to make it like this to set it up, you add the sim and then you add like their family tree and all that stuff. I'm not going to show you a how-to of how to do this, but if you want that, just ask me. I might do something quick in the future for you. But right now I just kind of wanted to do an overview of the families from the Rogers family save. While yes, the Boldens are part of it, but the Boldens are going to have maybe their own future video. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at the Rogers family. It starts with mother and father, aka Miss Jaslyn Rogers and her husband, Robert Rogers Sr. Okay, so Rob and Jazz are like two Sims who just really believe in higher education. They believe you should have your doctorate practically. Like, they really believe in education so much, and they are very like-minded Sims. That's how they were able to like kind of see their likeness being as such a strong positive and wanting to raise their children a certain way. You could just see here, this is Jaslyn, and when you click on the sim, you could see like their info pop up. Like, you could have their parents' info, if they had pets, if they had like what kind, are you a sim, are you a pet, are you a gender, and then there's a type, and then there's like human. I could write like spellcaster, you know what I'm saying. So then there's traits. Jaslyn is self-assured, loves outdoors, and an active sim. Life goal is to educate Sims. So yeah, Miss Jaslyn is a teacher. Not only does she love education, she went to the education career. Jaslyn was not only the strict teacher, but Jaslyn was also just as strict of a parent. She began to feel regretful when her son Robert moved away to Willow Creek from San Myshuno and Glenn moved away for university. This is when Jaslyn decided she wanted to not be this strict, mean sim and become a chill grandmother and a not so strict mother to Susanna and Alyssa. So this is her son Rob and this is her son Glenn. You could tell that they are older than these two girls. So they had these two biologically, and then they adopted these two lovelies. I love Susanna and I love Alyssa. I feel like they kind of felt like they wanted to like almost become parents again after their sons left them, and they just felt like they wanted a do-over in a sense, but I don't know if that was right. But you know what I'm saying? Some people are like that, and they actually though did do well, and they weren't like the strict parents they were to their sons, to these girls. And I don't think the brothers wanted them to be like that. I remember they were a little apprehensive at first, but they were like, they saw how sweet and kind their parents were and like spoiled them and did things like, you know, no curfews and stuff like that compared to them. And I don't think Susanna was going and staying out late. She's just naturally a bookworm and wants to read in her room, but you know, her parents gave her that like leeway to just do what she wants, whereas these guys, they probably had to stay at home by 7 p.m. kind of thing, you know. A little quick info on Robert Rogers Sr. He's a person, male, human, traits perfectionist, genius, and squeamish. And then his life goal is to live perfectly and have perfect children. Robert was a strict father and somewhat changed his parenting ways when his sons became adults. The sons distanced themselves, and it had Robert and his wife reevaluate their life decision. Throughout many conversations, they felt they needed to be proper parents again and prove to themselves that they can be different Sims. Therefore, they adopted Susanna Rogers and Alyssa, who inspired them not to be as strict perfect as they once were, considering how it strained their relationship with their oldest son. I feel like it really strained their relationship with Robert more than Glenn. Like, while Glenn, he still called his parents and stuff like that, checked on them when he was away, would go back to them. Rob barely visited his family, especially because they weren't approving of his relationship with Shakira. They felt he was too young, he needs to focus on education, and he didn't care. He wanted to get married to Shakira young, and they eloped. And it's kind of funny, like, now if you ever watched my recent Let's Play, which is what inspired this video, his son kind of almost lived somewhat of a similar life. Like, he had a child young, kind of like Rob. I feel like Rob had Mello and Zaven at 19 or something, or 20, pretty young, you know. They eloped after high school, and these two, while yes, they eloped after high school, not almost as automatic as, or maybe, who knows, like, I didn't know history was gonna repeat itself, because they're high school sweethearts. So yeah, there's so much like fun tea to tell on this family. I'm like really so excited to get through all of this info for y'all. Let me calm down now. So for Robert, you could see I have his parents set up here, and he has a pet who passed away recently, Belle the fox. And then there is here info: kind person, gender male, type human, traits creative, active, and genius, cheerful and neat was through the self-discovery system. If you have Growing Together, you could gain new traits like that. Then there's a life goal: continue to gain knowledge and master every skill known to sim kind. So if you don't know, Robert's like, I guess what you'd call a super sim. He has every skill maxed out. I just kind of met Rob like that, so it was just kind of random. I was like, wait, Rob, what's going on with you? What's tea? And I have by the way, one thing that I love about this is that you can add like your own additional info on it. So for me, I have personality switch that I added myself, and I wrote like, Rob used to be a slob, but now he's neat. I feel like that was such an important note to write, because he used to be a slob, like he would dig his hand through trash, and then all of a sudden now he's cleaning counters. Like, this is so weird and different, but I had to put that as an important info for myself. And then education, he got the physics degree from Brightchester University. Career, he maxed out the astronaut career, and then now his second career is painter. So I don't know if he's gonna be there full time, or does he want to max it out, but there's a whole like tea with this. And actually, I'm gonna work on a current household to talk about why he left the astronaut career and all that info. And there's actually like such cool stuff to talk to y'all about that. So yes, expect a current household update again from the Rogers family very soon. And then for a midlife crisis, it says his goal was to quit. Oh yes, okay, he had a midlife crisis. If you remember, I think it's from the Growing Together pack. And so I had it for him to have his goal to quit his job. Actually, he got fired from his job, or well, let go, because it was like a drama. But yeah, I'll tell y'all in the current household, don't worry, I got you. Rob was raised with strict parents, and when his parents didn't want him to get married to Shakira at a young age, he did it anyway. He promised he wouldn't be like his parents when he had children, and isn't usually a disciplinarian. He's a very loving and understanding sim, while his wife balances him. I feel like Shakira is kind of like this low-key strict mama, and like I said, she balances him. So this is Shakira, and I actually have her family tree, just sidebar. Her family is the Garcia family and the Adams family, so we're gonna go through all of that very soon, but I just want to show y'all quickly for this family tree where she's at. Okay, so this is Shakira: kind person, gender female, human, character info: creative, romantic, cheerful, family oriented, and self-assured. I believe this was just randomly added trait. I think it was just from the more traits mod. I was able to give her all those traits. Life goals: to be respected in the culinary and foodie world. That's just so important to her, and she did receive a Starlight accolade. A little spoiler for you for the current household, and I did record a little bit of that moment because I was playing like for myself. I have an alternate reality save where I just kind of play with Rob and Shakira and then the two daughters, because their sons moved out, and like I just kind of want to raise those two girls just like I did for the boys. And it's like my comfort save file. If you ever want to know or me show you a gameplay of that, I could show you one day for fun for sure. Her occupation is food critic. She's been a food critic her whole life. Now before that, I feel like she probably had like worked at a vendor stall or something like that. Like she probably found like, you know, fast food restaurants and stuff like that that gave her a passion about food, you know. Because one thing that's funny is like her father is a writer just like her, and so for her it was so important to like write about her experiences with food and stuff like that. So yeah, education: she got the culinary degree from Foxbury Institute. At one point, I felt like Shakira couldn't go up in her culinary career, so I just felt it would be important that maybe she just go back to school and just go through that hurdle. At the time, I didn't know it was like a broken issue in the game for the food critic or art critic career that there's like, I think a point at level 7, it's really hard to have your sim, you know, like it was months where she wasn't getting, like human months, I'm talking about like in real life, in real time. I was suffering out here. I was like, why is my girl not getting a raise, you know? But I found out it was a glitch. Anyway, Shakira always had a passion for food and writing, but she didn't know how to combine the two for a long time until she heard of the food critic career. She did have some naysayers who believed being a food critic meant that you had to have some cooking skill, which Shakira lacked. If you ever watched the OG Rogers Family LP, I'll put a playlist for you for every Rogers Family episode. If you ever just want to watch it on your own free time, Shakira was really bad at cooking. Her nanny at the time, his name is Sho Kondo, like rip, I miss him. He was just such a character to me. And it was so funny because he was just like, Shakira, I'm not taking no food recommendation for you, you can't cook. Like, why'd he gag my sis like that though? But anyway, I'm so done. He really got her together. But still, she's good today. It was just back then she was pretty bad. Look, hopes and dreams, right? She wanted to be respected in what? Culinary career and foodie world. Anyway, let me behave. That didn't stop Shakira. Her food adventures got her a lot of attention, and even once it destroyed a friendship. Y'all, yes it did. When Shakira aged up to an adult, she was a level 7 of the food critic career, but she couldn't advance no matter how much she tried. That inspired her for the first time to take up higher education. Shakira's parents and grandparents didn't have a college degree, and she became the first one to get one next to her auntie Rima and her cousin Mickey. Yeah, that's a really big deal. Her family, they just kind of automatically always got a job after graduating high school. It wasn't like Rob and Jaslyn where it's really important for them to have a degree. Now let's go to, before we look at their kids and stuff, let's just go ahead and look at the other siblings. Let's look at Glenn Rogers, aka Rob's little brother. And I don't know, Glenn, I don't really play with him, but in my alternate reality save, I might just start playing with Glenn and Serena just to get to know them. I feel like it's so unfair. Like, you know, I kind of played with Susanna and Alyssa more than I ever played with him. Like, no, he deserves some love, and his apartment's kind of empty. I need to decorate it for him. So like, yeah, Glenn, I'm on my way. I'm done. Okay, so yeah, it says kind person, gender male, type human, characteristic outgoing. Like, that's how much I don't even know his traits. Just outgoing. Like, that's kind of sad. His life goal to be a great painter, which is kind of funny because isn't his big brother now in the painting career? Yeah. Glenn always been in it. He just he is who he is, and I'm gonna read his info for y'all right now. Glenn had a similar upbringing to his older brother. He has always been the easygoing one in the family and never took anything to heart. Unlike Rob, he went away for school and kept contact with his parents. He met Serena on campus and brought her back home with him, and they've been together ever since. Glenn is similar to Robert. Robert was scared to do the painting, but Glenn bravely went against his parents' wishes and got a degree in arts. And then here is Serena. Serena is a person, female, human, traits, bro, squeamish dog lover, life goals, adventurer. Serena lived a peaceful life, and meeting a personality like Glenn showed her that there's more to life outside of Windenburg and Brightchester. She moved away with him to San Myshuno, and everything there was a culture shock to her initially. But as she's getting used to the life in the city, she sometimes misses the quietness her hometown provided. Yeah, that's kind of our little info. Again, I don't really know much about Miss Serena Moss. Susanna Rogers' parents, you could see, shows up here, and then it says kind person, gender female, type human, characters, traits, bookworm, romantic and genius, life goals, writing amazing romance novels, education, writing major in Foxbury. And then Susanna was adopted when she was 8 years old. She remembers her past life vaguely, but she remembers more that she's a Rogers and her life with her parents and younger sister. She never lived with Robert and Glenn, but she knows they're her older brothers and has developed a sweet relationship with both. Susanna loves books, so she went to school to learn English, and her goal is to be an author. While she loves escaping in her books and vicariously living through romance novels, Susanna was scared to make that step in romance. Many Sims tried to set her up, and it was a fail. Susanna wanted a storybook romance. She wanted to walk into a coffee shop and meet the love of her life, and she got just that with her current fiance, Michael Waterman. You could see right here, I don't have much info on Michael, but here is Michael. And then of course the youngest of the family, little Alyssa. Her birthday is probably gonna be in a few months from now. And so right now it says kind person, gender female, type human, character traits glutton, life goals, travel to Mount Komaribi and play Void Critter Grove. Alyssa was adopted by Jaslyn and Robert Sr. when she was 3 years old. She loves her big sister and is sad her sister might move away when she gets married. But her niece Olivia, who bracket is older than her, tells her that it's not that bad and you'll get used to it. She fears she won't get used to it. That's pretty much the second line. And now let's go to the third. And we're going to start with Robert's children. This is Mello, Zaven, Olivia, and Sophie. So this is Mello's info, and you can see Mello's parents, Robert and Shakira. You can see kind, person, type, human, character traits, creative, lazy, socially awkward, life goals, become a famous actor, after school activity, and again, you could add your own bonus stuff. I love it. After school activity, drama club, education, graduated high school early. I just thought that was an important fact because he did. After school, high school activity, streamer, which was, from high school years. He was just working as a streamer career. And then education, drama major, and then he's part of the Foxbury. No, he's not part of Foxbury. He's part of Brightchester. Sorry, y'all. He is in the University of Brightchester. And at the time, I was thinking of moving to Foxbury. Anyway, so after uni activity, he is a game streamer, occupation, Switch streamer / construction worker. And then here it is. I wrote, he always knew what he wanted to be from a young age, and that was to become a famous actor. However, there's a few things that can come in his way. His socially awkward nature, his laziness, and overall tough life situation. Being a teen father, Mello had to step into responsibility at a young age, and the goal of being a famous actor seems so far away. Will he be able to accomplish all he's wanted, or will he let the low morale streets of Evergreen Harbor sway him into being uncomfortable with where he is? So if you don't know, I have a new LP and it just came out. I will show you like an iCard or something up. Sorry, I'll show you an iCard. It'll probably pop up somewhere up here because you could see his life play out in real time and we could just see their journey together, and I think that'd be so dope. So let's go ahead and look at Crystal's, his wife. Actually, I think I have them as fiance, so I could update that. How do I do that? I press heart. Okay, it says partner. I had them as engaged, actually. Yeah, I had them as engaged, but I now want them to be, where's married, like spouse? Okay, there you go. I updated, y'all. Now it says that they're married. Before you saw their little engagement ring. Oh my god, you could see here. That's how the ring looks like, just in case if you didn't notice. But yeah, y'all, now they're married. They just got married. You can see her name's Crystal Stevens. I'm gonna change her name to Crystal Rogers. I changed her name to Crystal Rogers, but I do still view her as Crystal Steven Rogers. I just love her OG name. Like, Crystal Steven is just such a cute name in my opinion. And they just recently got married. So yeah, here's Crystal. You could see kind, person, gender, female, type, human, character traits, insider, self-absorbed, and romantic. Life goals, be a famous designer. She has a passion for fashion and is about to start her program in Foxbury, where her ultimate goal is to be a trendsetter. Will she be able to do this all while living in the low morale streets of Evergreen Harbor? Can she leave this place with her family and make a name for herself? Will she ever get the respect she craves? Is her hustle-minded lifestyle too much for her partner, or can he keep up? Because, I mean, he's a lazy sim. That's why I said that, by the way. And not only that, I mean, my girl literally has so many side hustles, so I should probably update this for her, like, and write all her side hustles, because you're gonna gag. Like, she works in the retail career, she works on the Trendy app and tries to sell thrifted clothes to Sims, she works on Plopsy and she does knitting and she's gonna sell jewelry on there, she has a blog, and she's thinking of working as a fashion streamer through the Switch streaming mod. So my girl is stacked. She is always booked and busy. Oh my god. But yeah, that is Crystal for you. And if you watch my LP, it's like a rags to riches style of gameplay. They are starting from the bottom and they're gonna go their way to the top. And this is Zaven Roger. I love Zaven. I just finished his LP, so I just want to give him a hug kind of thing. Like, he's just such an amazing sim. And I don't know, like, I love Mello, don't get me wrong. Like, last week Mello was my favorite twin. This week it's just like Zaven. If you don't know, I'm literally like that. I would literally change how I feel about Zaven and Mello. I'm like, oh my god, I love Mello more than Zaven. I love Zaven more than Mello. But here is Zaven, and Zaven, kind, person, gender, male, type, human, character traits, active, paranoid. Then a cheerful, insider, and non-committal was gained through the self-discovery system. Life goals: finish college, get into law school, become a lawyer, then a politician. I mean, yeah, he just like da. That's literally how it is for him. And then after school activity, complete scouts. Yes, he did complete he completed scouts when he was a kid. Education, valedictorian in high school. Fun fact, he was a valedictorian in university too. That's crazy. Yo, his resume is stacked. This young guy, his resume is stacked. I'm not even playing with you. He got an internship through political camp. This was before he started university. Education, history major in Brightchester. After university activity, he was playing soccer, and in the university organization he was in was the debate guild. So Zayvon Rogers was an all-star athlete in high school. He finished scouts. He won the football championship. He's a valedictorian, and he maxes out with ease. Long story short, he's a prodigy and a true manifestation of his father, Robert, who maxed out every skill known to Simkind. Now, Zayvon is living on his own in Brightchester. So this is at the time, like when I created his college LP. That's not his current story now, but I'm just going to read you his old bio, basically. I have to update it. I just haven't played with Zayvon that I'm like, I have to update his bio. I just want to put that for you as a note. I wrote, now Zayvon is living on his own in Brightchester without his family or even close to his twin brother Mello. How will university life shape him? Is he going to make something out of himself, or did he already peak? Will college life distract him from his goals of being a politician? Will he be able to open doors for himself, or is this a waste of time? That was kind of his bio that I had written out for him when I worked on his college LP. It's already completed. If you want to get some tea, some college gameplay messiness, that LP is there. It's fun. So yeah, and then here's little Olivia, my little favorite of the family. I love Olivia. So I don't have a bio for her, but this is her info. Kind person, type human, character trait slob, life goals, perform ballet and move to Brindleton Bay. Her best friend lives there, so she's just been like fixated, like, Mom and Dad, can we move to Brindleton Bay? Come on, like, she's just a kid, y'all. It's unreasonable, but it's funny. Education, middle school student, after school activity, ballet club, homework club, and ballet club. So yeah, she does a homework club. She goes to the library with her little friends. I go there with her and they do their homework, then she goes back home sometimes. I don't know, adorable. And then here's her little sister, Sophie Elena. She's the youngest of the family. And this is her info. Kind person, type human, character traits clingy, life goals to be closer to mommy and daddy forever. That's all her little info. And then, of course, I'm going to just show y'all Glenn and Serena's son. His name is Sean Rogers. And then it says his info is kind person, gender male, type human, character traits wild, life goals make a mess. Like, that's just how he is. And then I want to show y'all the youngest of the whole family tree, little Rock. I love Rock. And he is Mello and Crystal's son, kind person, gender male, type human, character traits wiggly, life goal, complete milestones, you know, little infant milestones I'm talking about, infant quirks, gassy, free air tinkler, and picky eater. So yeah, that's pretty much the Rogers family for you. Here is Belle the Fox for the family. I forgot to show y'all their pets. And then here's another pet, Geppetto, which is you know, Glenn and Serena's kids. In my mind, and I found it maybe to be extra lore when I was like setting up the family tree, I was like to myself, wait girl, I noticed that parents never gave their kids pets. Like, maybe that was just one of their things. It was like a no on pets. And that maybe if they move out, like when you have your own little home, you can have as many pets as you can. You know, you don't know how some parents be. That's how I feel like Rob and Jaslyn are. Rob Sr. to be exact, by the way. Here's the Garcia family. You're looking at Garcelle and Melvin, who started it all, and now it's all the way to quote-unquote Gen 5, Rock Rogers. So for me, again, this is like Gen 0, and this is Gen -1, and then this is Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Again, for me, for family gameplay, if you don't know your girl Sasha, I just think it's always so fun to have your grandparents, cousins, all that set up on your family tree. This is Garcelle and Melvin, and low-key in my mind, Mello is named after Melvin. Melvin, I don't know. Yeah, I also call him Myron. That's just the fun fact about him. His traits is perfectionist, proper, cheerful, and he just wanted to live a happy life. And I think he had that with his wife, Garcelle. And then his wife, her name is Garcelle Garcia. She's a dance machine, unflirty, and art lover, and she just wanted to twirl through everything in life. And I also call her Gloria. I just, for some reason, always got confused with their names, so in my mind, they had two names, okay? That's just the fun info on them. And this is their daughter, Crystal. So Crystal's husband's family tree is this one right now, just quickly so I could show y'all. You could see it's more like centered around him, you could see, yeah. And then here is and you could see that the Adams family tree is way more than the Garcias. But anyway, so here's Crystal's info. She is self-assured, self-absorbed, glutton, and again, Crystal, just like her parents, a chill sim. She just want to live life. And then for her husband, his name is Matthew Adams, and he's an active geek and a neat sim. He writes to his heart's content. In my mind, he writes like for like publishing journals and like those like, you know, important like documents and all that. Like he probably just proofreads, writes all those stuff. Whereas like, you know, Shakira saw that all her life, which inspired her maybe to be a food critic. That's what I think in my mind. So you already saw Shakira and Rob's bio. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show y'all Shakira's sister, who just literally randomly joined the family out of nowhere. I told y'all this story a couple of times. Her mother knocked on the door in labor. I was like, what? Like, when were you pregnant again? Like, that's how Sandra came to this world. Like, so random, but you know, I love Sandra. I think she just gives me like a very wise sim vibe. Like, Olivia's older than her niece is older than her, and not only that, what makes it funny is that I find that she's the same age as Alyssa in my mind, if not like very close in age, like a year or something age difference. Like, they're close friends. If you're wondering who's Alyssa, I'm talking about the Rogers family tree. Anyway, Sandra Adams, she's person, female, human, active, and her life goal is to have her mommy and daddy live forever. For her, she's just scared they're gonna die. Her parents are elders, you know, so it's not easy. I feel like sometimes what Sandra views as a problem is not maybe what the average kid would view as a problem, you know? I think Sandra is an interesting sim. I don't really play with her, but I do invite her over in my alternate reality save. So I don't have to show you all the bios for everybody else, but you pretty much know. Crystal had Shakira, and then Shakira, she has Mello, Zabin, Olivia, Sophie, you know what I'm saying? And then Mello has Rock. So yeah, now let's go ahead and look at the Addams family tree. This is the Addams family tree. So the Addams family tree, you could see that there's X and X. I don't know who's the parents, just unknown, okay? But they have 3 children, Ira, Matthew, and Rima. Matthew's the oldest, but I accidentally have him in the middle, but it's okay. I'm gonna show y'all from left to right so that it's easier for you to follow along through the family tree. So you're looking at Ira, and Ira is a sim who she used to be a cop when she was alive, and I didn't write all her info, but I'm gonna write more info when I create the Grant and the Bolden's family trees, and there will be a future video on that. But you know, Ira, she's a vegetarian, bookworm, and neat trait. Her life goal was to see her daughter grow. His name is Charles Grant. He's a perfectionist and a genius. His life goal was to solve a hard crime. He's a detective, while Ira used to be a police officer, and she was let go of her job. It was just really messed up how they totally weren't there for her in her career after her husband died. They just laid her off like soon after. But yeah. So y'all already know Matthew's info, but this is Matthew if you remember, and this is Crystal. And then let's just go ahead and look at Rima. So this is Rima, and this is his younger sister. One thing that's interesting about Rima is that she is cheerful, active, and hates children. And yes, she has kids. Her life goal is to learn to love even though it's hard. Occupation in museum, and personality switch. She was mean, but she became a cheerful sim. So yeah, that's just kind of how I view her. Like, she was like a pessimist, you know, and I don't know, but she just was like that. I always felt her to be maybe ever since her parents died. She was quite young in comparison to her siblings when her parents died. So maybe it just made her into a pessimist and not really feel there's a lot to live in life, and it just made her into this mean sim. I think that might be her story, honestly. And then this is her fiance, her partner. She doesn't see herself ever getting married. She has a ring, but like they don't see themselves ever getting married. Kind person, gender male, type human, traits materialistic, bro, and cheerful. Now let's go on the next line of family. When you see Ira and Charles, they have a child together, only one kid, and her name is Mickey Grant Bolden. So for Mickey, she is a person, female, human. So for her traits, she's a self-assured sim. She's also a bro, cheerful, proper, and she has the perfectionist trait. Her life goal is to be a boss. I have a whole LP for Mickey if you want to watch it. It's called The Boldens, and season 2 is coming soon. I am so sorry for procrastinating, but I do have The Boldens scheduled on my calendar for June. They should have been out by now, and I apologize for them not being out right now. Again, I still want them to be out. It's just time is not on my side, and I want it to be on my side, and I think it'll be on my side by the time it's June. And then this is her husband, Kane. So Kane, it says person, male, human, clumsy, bro, neat, and romantic. Life goal, chef. Famous chef, sorry. So yeah, I wonder how it's gonna work for him, because I don't know if he has much fame, but maybe season 2 I'll explore some of that. Who knows? There is a pet in this family. So Mickey has a pet, and her name is Ayla, and her dog traits are lazy, clever, friendly, chill life. Ayla Bolden, such an adorable baby. And then now Matthew, he has a daughter. Her name is Shakira. I already introduced y'all to Shakira, so I don't have to introduce y'all to Shakira and Rob anymore. Matthew's second child, of course, Sandra. I feel like sometimes, is she a black sheep of the family? I don't know. I just wonder, because I always feel like I forget her too. Like, I don't mean it in a mean way, I swear. It's just kind of like how she came to the family randomly, you know? And then here is Davion Neal and Ramiro Neal. They are Rima and Owen's children, and they're also twins. So the twins, like, you know, Zaven and Mello, I'm assuming it's from the Addams family tree. So, you know, who knows? I find that to be interesting, you know? Maybe Mickey might have a twins one day, or I don't know. We'll see. So Mickey has 2 kids, Lily and Daisy Bolden. And then, of course, there's here for, you know, Zaven, Mello. Yeah, y'all already know these people. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the family trees. I just want to show y'all one more time. This is the Rogers family. This is the Garcia family. And this is the Addams family. Thank you to the Sims tree for providing me with a membership. I feel like my legacy is now mapped out easily for me, and it's so much more accessible for me to use. Now I could just be in cast, take a screenshot, have the tab open for the site, update it like that, write whatever info that I found out in game. If I want to update the bio, add career info, all that extra additional stuff that I was able to add myself to. Well, if you know and you've used the website, you know that I've added like a lot more details than what's already provided. So I'm telling you, I had a time working with this. So I do want to tell you, there is a difference with the premium membership than with the free access that's provided when you log in and create a membership. With free access, you can make 1 tree. For example, your girl Sasha made 3 trees and you saw that. And I hope that the Sims tree in the future can provide a tree merging option. Like, I want a way that maybe I could see Shakira and Rob's side of the family and just like their full tree, like cluttered and fun. But of course, like maybe a way that I could hide it or something if it's like too scary for me. I don't know. I think that it'd be so fun to see that. Like, it's just like if I press Zaven, I just see all of his tree branches, and from father's side and mother's side and grandparents, all that like lovely stuff. Maybe in the future, I'm so passionate to see a tree merging though. Yeah. I do want to say that you could create custom backgrounds with a premium membership, while with the free access, what you could do is there's already like made ones and you could just click which one you're comfortable with. So I would suggest try the free access, see what you like. If you are passionate about your family trees and legacy gameplay, then maybe the membership option is something you're looking for. Thank you so much again for watching this video. If you want to watch all my Let's Plays, I have it linked for you in the description bar. And while I'm talking to you, you're probably looking at a playlist and you're like, which one should I click? Like, I recommend you to click high school years, then go to college years, then go to the climb. But that's just me. Of course, I have it all in the description bar too. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sasha. If you like the theatricalness, subscribe, hit the like button if you want. But I'm happy that we got to bump into each other on the internet. I wish you a lovely, 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 lovely day. Take care.